Hello friends, welcome back to Healthy Body by Sophie. Today we're gonna be doing some ab exercises. I may have done those movements, especially the one on the ball I'm gonna be showing you right now, in combination with other exercises in my plank workout that did include the ball, where I did lots of push-ups on the ball and plank movements. I also did an exercise move on the ball that we're driving cars on a Mars tonight. We're blasting off to the stars tonight. We wanna go. Workout, obviously. So anyhow, let me show you. I call it basically the gym plank crunch, I'm gonna call it, because it's basically it. So let's see if I can work with these two mats, one on top of each other here. So you go about in this position. Now keep in mind my one wrist here, this one doesn't go at full 90 degrees. So if my elbow looks bent, that's because my one wrist here, because of repetitive strain and injury, I am not able to straighten it completely at 90 degrees. It is a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit of discomfort, but I know I have to work through it. Alrighty, so here I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So here, I have short arm as well, so as a result I'm on my fingertips, but that requires even more balance. And I'm gonna go back this way. Now I could start this exercise being a bit further away, so let me go here, just because of that double mat here. I'm gonna put my hand here. So here you're making it a little bit tougher when you start, when you are basically at your knee, let's say, because by the time I'm up in my gymnastic plank crunch, I'm gonna be basically on my toes, on my toe here, and then I'm more 90 degree here with my shoulders and wrist, and then going back and out. Nice plank. So you should try and have your shoulders here 90 degree when you're here. Obviously elbow straight as much as you can. Just keep in mind that I cannot straighten the one, so my body has to compensate. And here, so don't use something that you have an issue with your body, as you know that it is chronic and you've had it addressed before. So I'm going to go back now to show you where you start more up here. Don't use it as a reason not to exercise. You always should try to modify if you need. If you don't need to modify, but your body will be awkward, well, deal with it. And make sure you get therapy on and self-care on those areas. Okay, so here I'm more on my thighs, and I'm gonna go in the plank. So now my arms are gonna be closer to the ball. And here, go back to plank. So in order for you to be able to get this exercise done, there's many things that you can do on the ball and off the ball. So on the ball, you could just do a plain plank and hold the plank on your forearm if you can't do it on your arm, and just hold it there. If you can't do it on the ball, or if you can and you can go further, then basically you could do it with your feet. So you're standing more here, or here if it's too hard, you can even go where, whoops, and as you see it's harder because I went too fast, but it is possible if you really slowly concentrate. And then you're here more on the top of your feet. As you see, it requires more concentration, but it's doable. And then lift here. So this requires more balance, and then you can come up like this, or you could go back on the ball if you can. I could, but I probably could, but I think that's good for now. My wrist does show some discomfort, and you just have to know when to stop, especially if you know you're gonna be using your that joint as a part of your body, doing the things that you know actually
are the reason why, or contributing why you have that decreased range of motion and locking in. So now I'm just stretching my body, my shoulders into that child pose position. Nice, stretching the shoulders and back. And I'm going to show you ways that you can work up to doing that gymnastic pike crunch. So there's a couple of things you can do that don't involve the ball. You could use an ab roller here. So this is called the Perfect Ab Carver. I believe from when I bought it, purchased it, it even said that the military actually uses or has used these equipment. So this is left here and right, so L and R. So it's pretty self-explanatory. It has a spring in it, as you can hear. And it has a little bit of heaviness to it. So you could use it to warm up at first or cool down, whichever. And then do so side little crunches, lateral crunches. You could use it to go into your hamstring stretch. Obviously don't go forward from that position. Well, you could, actually I have done it on a beam, as a matter of fact, from that position, and I was able to do it. Let's see if I can do it. I'm gonna challenge myself here. So my feet were much closer, so we're about here. So it is doable, but definitely not for everyone to start right off the bat, right there. So basically you're on the floor. Let's start on our knees like this. So if you're having some knee issue, you could put a towel or put an extra mat like I did, or both, just to give you some more support. And then from here you go in this position. So you go however far you can, head in neutral position, and you go however far down as you can. And come back up. So obviously it's easier here if you're on your knees as opposed to just using your feet. When I did use my feet earlier, I didn't go quite as low because it is a lot more challenging. Just keep moving. Movement is really the key, even for arthritis, so any joint issue, it is the key to flexibility, mobility, decrease in pain. All right, so we're gonna do about 5 or 10 of these, we'll see. And 1, 2. So if you have the ab roller and you want to do it with me, go ahead. 3, head neutral, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let's go to 15. 11. If you can. 12. 13. I'm assuming if you have one, you've done it before. 14. Back up here. 15. And hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And come up. There you go. And roll those shoulders. So you could, I mean, if you've not done it before, I would not suggest to do that, and to do another set of that, maybe not even this many reps, and definitely not holding at the end like I did, because it's gonna put lots of stress on your shoulders, especially if you have shoulder issues. If you do have shoulder issues and you've never done this, or you have one but you've not done it in a very long time, or enough time that you think it could cause an injury and not feel good neck tomorrow, like be way too sore, Then definitely cut it down, even just to 5 if you have to, or only 1, and just do 1, test it out, see if you know you've had issues in the past with using this or with shoulder issues. And make sure you pull that belly in to support your back, pushing that tummy in and tilting the pelvis. You don't want to over tilt it. It's kind of neutral, but it's really that pulling of the belly in, okay, that you want to accomplish. So this is really what you do with this. You can do the more advanced one, like I said. If you are more advanced, so you can start from here, and then you go as far down as you can. Now you're on your feet, and back up. I didn't go further down because I have that mat here. Let me go starting from here. So I'm gonna start right here. This way I know I can go however far I want, but you can't go as low, obviously, because then it's impossible to get back up really. And this doesn't even go that far. Starting from here, I had to pull it further than the spring wanted to. That's to show you that I don't even know if it was designed to do it from a pipe position like this, like I did it. Anyhow, this is one tool. It's obviously, you can't do like multiple things, workout with this, such as you would with all-in-one kind of apparatus that does your whole body, but this will train your whole body. It's just not that easy to get to that stage. It's obviously in that linear positioning of a plank kind of a crunches kind of movement. So there, now we already did this. So let's move it out of the way, and now I'm gonna show you a couple of other ways. I am gonna add I'm gonna put this stepper here just because I want to show you, it might become handy again if you have a restriction in your shoulder. Then it might be helpful to have a stepper or something. It doesn't have to be a stepper, it could be a step stool that's stable like this, or it even could be just a bunch of towels or blanket that you add that would elevate, or even you pull up the pillows of your couch and stack them up. That would be enough to do what I want to explain in a minute. So here, start with my video that I recently did about the ab. It's a nice way to warm up before you start using this ball, and especially if you can't do this movement, this stretch, then you definitely need to do that other video to get into that stretching position and learning to engage your abs properly. So do not skip that video if you are feeling already difficulties either with flexibility of your hamstrings and your chest and your shoulder, or with the strength in your core, okay? And all right, so let's say that you have warmed up with that other video and you're all set to go. So now we're gonna use this ball. So this is a 6-pound ball, or 2.72 kilogram, and it's a hard ball. And I'm going to be using it to counterbalance, because I'm not going to be using my neck. Again, I have my towel. If you don't know why I'm using this towel, go watch my previous video that was just done in the last 10 days, maybe on the 15th of this month, so 5 days ago. And I'm explaining why using a towel and you're resting your neck on it. It's very valuable information for people with neck and spine issue, and even if you don't have any of these issues, it's still good to do it. Alrighty, so here my arms are straight up holding the ball. I'm gonna straighten my legs and I'm gonna touch. I'm gonna meet kind of halfway wherever my legs want to go and the ball. Then from here I'm gonna go I'm gonna separate everything away from each other. And so here I'm gonna end up resting my arm, the ball here on the stepper, which is fine. If you don't have that, then your hands are gonna want to go all the way down behind you to the floor, which is fine if you don't have an impingement in your shoulder or a little bit of a catch that you may feel or pain. If you do, then find the angle where that pain is not, and then figure out what height you need of an elevation with a stepper or towels or blanket or stool or whatever, or pillows, and you'll be good to go. Also, what you could add, I'm gonna move this so it doesn't fall on my head or fall backward. You could add, again, it is explained in my previous video of the abdominal workout that I did, very gentle and effective. And you could put a towel right here. I am gonna put a towel here because it's gonna help me with all of that crunching that I get into my low back. Actually, I'm gonna try to have it this way where it's gonna support my whole small low back, the small of my back and the sacrum. And there you go. All right, so again from here, let's go. Doesn't feel quite centered. There we go. It's shaking a little bit. I need, all right, just make sure you have a towel that's even left and right, so that depending how you fold it, make sure you fold it in a way that you feel supported. I actually don't feel too supported like this, so I'm going to be leaving the towel in this direction. I will need a much bigger towel that I could work with. Alrighty, so here, and again, separate your body lower from upper extremity, and then you're gonna bend your knee, come back up, and as your leg straighten, bring the ball back here. And again, separate, slow, bend your knee, and come back and bend, straighten the arm up. Separate, arm straight, leg straight, bend your knees. If you want, you can avoid touching evenly whatever you have behind your head. Here is the stepper, and then this way you're working your muscles continuously without a rest kind of thing. And away, down, bend your knees and back up. Away, bend the knees and back up. And make sure to have that slight chin tuck with your head and chin. Okay, now you could reverse this. And using the towel and having warmed up is allowing my back not to crack right now, which is good. I mean, things are loosening, lubricated, and more movement is in my back. Now, it doesn't mean it might not be sore tomorrow, so you don't want to overdo it. And I reverse again. Here, away, leg straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're gonna reverse, okay? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one thing you may have heard or not heard, I noticed it obviously because it's my body, give it a bit of a stretch to the side, is that when I went in one direction with my legs straight up, bend up vertical, bending them and going down to this way, my back was not cracking. And it's not doing it here either, even without using the ball. So basically basically you have to figure out what works for you, because what works for me with my low back spinal calcification, and you know, you may have that, yet your body needs something different. So just work with what you have and figure out which way something is feeling better. Always try to work with the way of ease, and where things are not clunking and cracking and being so challenged that eventually, if you kept doing this over and over again and too much, then you definitely would feel sore the next day. It's like you feel good in the moment doing it, but then the next day you're like, oh wow, I pushed it way too much. But just keep in mind, take it easy. And when you're involving isolating movement like this for an ab exercise, where you're moving legs in leg raises and down, pike movements like I did with the ball, that is actually much safer in a way that way, because you're on your stomach facing down. However, it is quite advanced to do that one, and before you can get to that one, you may have to do those other things, including my cardio dance. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed those few exercises on different ways to work your abdomen muscles. And until next time, I look so forward to hearing from you in the comments below. Make sure to like, to subscribe to my channel, share this channel as well with your friends and family, and tell them to do the same to check us out. Thank you, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Until next time, namaste.